The United States stood in an awkward position emerging from the Civil War. Industry surged forward in the North, enabling military capacity to defeat the South. Meanwhile, the former Confederate states had their industrial centers demolished. When the war ended, the United States, no longer distracted, continued to grow at a rapid pace into the Industrial Revolution. In this process, African Americans had both great risks and many opportunities. With the war's end, the question of slavery was finally solved, but concerns remained. Many people in the South especially, but also in the North, engaged in discriminatory behavior. The economic structure often limited their ability to start and operate businesses. But despite systemic challenges, many entrepreneurs managed to find success and contribute to the overall forward direction of the nation. Henry E. Baker, pictured here, was an African-American patent examiner, and he took careful notice of inventions designed by African Americans. In his compendium, he put forward some key ideas relevant to the inventive spirit of his people. He notes that they had acquired property and made substantial progress in the development and support of business enterprises. He explained that inventions had done much to promote our national progress through new tools which made agriculture, mining, transportation, converting products into commercial needs and communication easier. This process of creating new things and effecting new combinations and adapting them to new uses was one in which African Americans were deeply involved. In his list, Baker mentioned one person in particular of interest. Elijah McCoy, pictured here, was the son of a family who fled from slavery on the Underground Railroad. They arrived in Canada, where McCoy received his education in a school, and his parents, recognizing his precocious talent, sent him to Edinburgh, where he earned a degree in engineering. After the Civil War, he returned to the United States, where he got an entry-level job as a fireman. But given his engineering mindset, he figured out how to solve a key problem which the railroad faced. Due to the intense heat produced by engines, trains had to stop frequently so they could be lubricated by hand. McCoy put together an invention which supplied oil intermittently from a device. He patented the first device in 1872, and soon enough, trains all over the United States had equipped this new device because they saved 7 minutes per 100 miles traveled. The United States had, according to Richard Bensel, 183,601 miles of rails, which employed 3% of the workforce, worth $35 billion, and the volume of passenger traffic tripled from 1880 to 1900. A few minutes of time saved could amount to millions of dollars in this scale environment. McCoy was not, however, satisfied with his first attempt. He went on to continue patenting many updated and improved versions, pictured here on this slide, as well as a steam dome for trains, an ironing board, and a sprinkler system. Ultimately, he held 57 patents by the end of his life. Because of the high quality of his work, train engineers seeking the best equipment wanted only the real McCoy. Here are a few more diagrams from the patent papers. To market his inventions and raise capital, McCoy started the Elijah McCoy Manufacturing Company in 1920. Unfortunately, his company was not very successful, and he died with little money of illness in 1928 or 1929. Although his business failed, McCoy's entrepreneurship enabled him to successfully invent and market machines which made other businesses run better. He generated an untold amount of wealth, much of which went into the hands of others. But his legacy remains in the famous saying which continues to be quipped today. In 1894, George Washington Murray, an African-American representative from the state of South Carolina, read into the congressional record a list of black inventors whose names included Elijah McCoy. He exemplified the ability of his people to work as much and as well as other people, and learn as well as other people. They were all part and parcel of the progress of that great civilization which all the nations of the world look up to, which is now admired the world over, which all nations look up to and imitate, and which is now leading the world. The next century would reflect the reality of his statement. Due to business savvy, invention, and hard work, the United States would take a role of great leadership throughout the next century, even to the present. McCoy's story reminds us to promote and support the idea generators of our society. And his story also warns us to make sure that we give credit to whom honor is due, for achievements which improve all of our lives. While his efficiency-saving inventions produced positive externalities for many, as described in the tragedy of the Commons, he should have received more reward for his achievement. I will end the post with a poignant quote from a 2026 play by Andrew Moody, who celebrates the life of Elijah McCoy. "The world is a complete harmony. Every problem has a solution, and every solution leads man closer and closer to the true destiny that the Creator of all things intended for us."